One thing I'd like to talk to you, oh, I gotta look at the thing, just start over. I was looking at the light. One thing I'd like to talk about today is principles. Now, principles are something that guide you through difficult times. It's easy to follow principles when things are going really well, but it's much more difficult to follow principles in very difficult situations. The current recession that we find ourselves in are a great chance to practice your principles. So a principle is something that should ideally stay the same in good times and in bad. And I want to talk to you about 3 of Denver Wealth Management's principles that we think have really helped guide people towards financial independence. The first, as we have on our lovely coffee mug here, is know your monthly expenses. Now, this one doesn't seem that important because if you're already saving the amount that you need to save, why is it important that you know your monthly expenses? And just to be clear, we're not the kind of financial firm that worries if you spend $3 on a latte or go out to dinner with your friends. We're much more worried about trying to realize what your actual lifestyle is so we can come up with a plan for how much retirement income you need. But for most people, they don't know where their expenses are going. They swipe their credit card or their debit card all month long, and at the end of the month, if there's money left over, they're happy. But one of the things we do for new clients is we absolutely encourage them to take out a spreadsheet and write down all of their monthly expenses. This allows you to prioritize things that you actually value over things that you've just gotten to the habit of buying. So knowing your monthly expenses is a principle that you can use in all environments to make sure you're happy with where you're spending money. Second of all, this might be the most important one on the mug, is pay yourself first, at least 15%. There's a magic of saving 15%, and that's the reason we use that number, is that if you can save 15% of your income over 30 years, given historical stock market returns, it'll almost always be able to replicate your income. So 15% is a good number if you're just starting out on your financial journey or you're wondering if you maybe are not saving enough. 15% is a great place to start. Now, I know a lot of our clients have called us up during this market turndown and said, hey, I'd like to slow down my contributions. Should I stop my contributions until things clear up? Or should I increase your contributions? It's absolutely the wrong time to change a principle like save 15% of your income. The money that you can save during a market downturn historically has always turned out to be the money that makes the most when the market rebounds. So saving 15% of your income, if you want to retire with dignity, is something that not only should you never stop during a market downturn, if you have the opportunity to increase your contributions, this is the perfect time to do it. And the third principle we have is utilize automatic systematic savings plans. One of the things that I've learned from our clients is that there are way too many decisions that you need to make in a day that it's easy to leave the ones that stress you out the most or you're the most unsure of. It's easy to leave those behind. So one of the principles that a lot of people use outside of their personal finance is making a lot of their things routine. So what they eat for breakfast, the type of clothes they wear, the route they drive to work in a time when we actually drove to work. These are all things that you kind of can do on autopilot. You don't have to think about them all the time. Too many people are setting up their savings plans as something they have to go in and manually do. They have to manually contribute to a 401k. They have to manually invest the money at Fidelity or Vanguard. You need to set these up to be automatic. And if you can set them up to be automatic, it takes the emotional decision-making process, or takes the emotional decision out of the decision-making process, and you can just go ahead and go on about your life. So if you can automate that part of your life, it's one of the biggest decisions you can make, and you only need to make it once. So this is a great time to increase the contributions to your 401k. You can call your HR department, but most 401ks, you can just go on their website and increase it from 13 to 15. You can call up your financial advisor, and instead of saving $500 every month, you can save $550. The more you can increase these automated contributions, the better off you'll be in the long term.